What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about San Diego State, the 5 seed, against UAB, the 12 seed. San Diego State coming in 24-10, UAB 23-11. This game will be Friday afternoon at 1:45 Eastern time in Spokane, Washington. So UAB's really got to travel for this one. San Diego State, on the other hand, just has got to make the trek up and north. Let's start with San Diego State. Of course, they made that Final Four run. They made that championship run last year, or championship appearance run. And that was on the backs of guys that aren't there anymore, but they did bring back a big player. The guy on the screen, Jaden Ledee. He's averaging 21 points per game, 8 rebounds. He has absolutely took a huge step this year. However, he's not necessarily the classic star player you normally look for. That is my personal opinion. I think this offense is a little inconsistent. This is more of a defensive team. They only give up 66 points per game. They score 74. But Jaden Ledee as your star, it scares me a little bit. He's been great, don't get me wrong, but I would like a guy a little better personally if I'm going to want to make a deep run in March like they did last year. But of course, this is a very experienced team. They often play 5 seniors at one time. The key for them is going to be, are they going to be able to have a consistent enough offense to make it a deep run similar to last year? They've, of course, got the wins this year. They beat Gonzaga. They beat Utah State, beat New Mexico, beat UNLV, beat Utah State again. They lost to New Mexico in the Mountain West Championship, however. The Lobos obviously are a great team. That's not a bad loss by any means. But I personally am not a believer in the Mountain West. I don't think the Mountain West is this some elite conference that everyone's making it out to be. Clearly, the committee didn't think so either, because San Diego State is the highest rated Mountain West team out there. All of them are typically more lower seeds than they were expected to be. However, they're going up against a UAB team I don't think is that good. UAB, of course, needed to win the American to get into the championship, get into March Madness. They were able to do so. They did it on the backs of their 2 guys, Yaxel Lindeborg and Eric Gaines. Yaxel's averaging a double-double, almost 14 points per game, almost 11 rebounds a game. And then Eric Gaines is the facilitator. He averages over 5 assists a game, 12.2 points per game. This UAB team is kind of nasty, like nasty in a not great way. They average 77 points per game. They give up 75 points per game. They're one of the worst defensive teams in the tournament. So the only way they're going to move on in this first round is if they can draw fouls, get to the free throw line. They're one of the best in the nation at doing so, and if they're going to be able to shoot the ball, because they're not the greatest shooting team. They also played, and in my opinion, a weak American Conference this year. Their best win on the year is South Florida, Memphis. I guess FAU would be their best win. They did beat them 76-73 back on February 8th, but they lost to Clemson in the out-of-conference. They lost to Memphis, they beat Memphis. They lost to FAU, they beat FAU. They split a lot of series this year. Of course, they beat South Florida to get to the American Championship, and then took down Temple in the championship, which was such a bad team to make the championship. I can't believe it. I don't think the American's great. So therefore, I don't think UAB's that great. I think this is a pretty stinky first-round matchup. I think whoever wins goes on and loses in the next round to most likely Auburn. Even Yale, I think, could give both of these teams a run for their money. But if I'm going to have to pick in the first round, give me San Diego State. They do have the best player in this game. Jaden Ledee is still the best player. San Diego State's going to have the easier travel. They're going to have the home court, and they have the experience over UAB. So give me San Diego State to move on in what will be a fairly close one.